Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry, thought I saw something. Welcome back to my channel, and my name is Lydia. And if you're new here, yeah, welcome. So I'm actually just about to turn on my laptop. I'm very organized. But yeah, I'm just gonna turn on my laptop because in today's video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my first prison visit. Yes, prison as in jail. But apparently there's actually a difference between the term prison and jail, meaning I'll leave that like the word spelled on the screen. Yeah, so I'm gonna be telling you guys that, and the reason why I'm gonna be telling you this story is because my ex-boyfriend, he's actually currently in jail, currently in prison at the moment because he did stuff that was to do with breaking the law, basically, and it was illegal. Well, I don't even know the whole story, but when I was with him, and it was like a kind of like a complicated, well, I call it complicated, as well as on and off relationship. So yeah, I used to be, so I used to have a partner, that was in prison, and he did stuff, and yeah, that's how I, you know, first actually visited someone in prison. So yeah, what else is there to say? And if you're wondering, you know, why the heck did I, date someone that, that's a prisoner or whatever, or inmate, whatever you call it? Well, technically, we, I, hold on, how do I say this? I went out with him like probably like a year, hold on. Yeah, I went out with him like a year before he went to jail, like prison. Like I knew that he was doing stuff, but obviously I never got myself involved. And sometimes I just joke around to like, think what he was. Oh no, hold on. Like there were like once or twice moments where I just like joked around with him saying, oh, to do stuff, to do those things that were illegal. But I was just testing him to see like how his response would be. But then he never did. He never allowed me because he knew what the effects was, and like how like like what it does to our bodies, etc. But even though he said that, he was still kind of doing it. So it was I think he was still doing on and off. But but then it's also like my fault in a way because I shouldn't have um I shouldn't have made I shouldn't have dated him because I already knew that he was doing stuff, but I didn't realize he would actually get caught and go into prison. But he was getting worse, and I think like even for our relationship, it like realizing now, like thinking back to back then, it was more like all the physical stuff, um, things that I wasn't meant to do. We both meant things that me and him were not meant to be doing till after um, marriage, right? And but then we did it anyway, and it was just so wrong because we went against things that we were not meant to do when we are in a relationship and not married yet, if that makes sense. So yeah, so then that was partially my fault as well. And yeah, like I think like so many people have like misunderstanding of like of what happened between me and him, and also like for the confidential and privacy reasons, I'm not going to mention the person's name, like my ex-boyfriend, and neither is his family, because my first prison visit, I went with his family, so his parents and his sibling. And yeah, so yeah, that's just a quick background of why I'm about to share this story with you guys. Like my story, like it's kind of like a story time slash experience. And I do apologize for the long intro, but I really wanted to just tell you the reason why I wanted to share this instead of just randomly just telling you and you guys not knowing the background story of it. So that's just like a little bit. Oh no, I forgot to turn the charger. Sorry. But yeah, I wanna like I've got like points to like tell you because I tried doing this last night, but got blank, and I feel like I need to do this. So yeah, anyways, so my first prison visit. So first of all, like from my experience and from the prisons that I've been to, because like the prisons that I've wanted to visit my ex-boyfriend, and no, I've never been to prison before. I what do you call it? We have to. Well, what I did is that. Okay, so first of all, I will tell you like the process, like to visit for the first time. Maybe just a little bit information. Then I'll explain in another video, and I'll explain in another video of like the deep, not deep, but like in details about how to prepare for your first visit, etc. Because I reckon this will also like help others that have loved ones in prison, especially for those that that are really hurt deep down in their heart. Because I've been in that position before, and I know I have loved ones in my life that had their family members been to prison and they visited their loved ones. I'm not gonna say, like, obviously again for confidential reasons, I'm not gonna mention yeah, of that thing, of that information. So yeah, sorry, I'm taking long. Like while I'm telling you guys some background information about this video, I'm also trying to work on my laptop. Yeah, what I had to do, I remembered how I got the number um, from my ex-boyfriend's mom. Like I said, I'm not gonna mention any names whatsoever. So I got it from his mom, the number for like to book in the visit. So you have to book in the visit. You can't just turn up to the prison and just go and say, oh yeah, my name is so and so. It's not like when you visit a prison. I don't know why I laughed, by the way. But when you visit a prison, you don't just turn up to the place and just say, oh hey, surprise visit. No, you gotta actually book in a visit. It's not like visiting someone's home. It's like any other, like, it's, say for example, when you book in for just an example, a psychologist appointment, like you're going to see your psychologist, and you have to obviously book in. So that's kind of like that, but even though it's totally different industry, but it's just an example. So yeah, you have to book in a visit, like on the phone, and like you gotta have like some details. I'm not going to go into details about that, but all I can say is that you have to book in, call this number to book in a visit to visit the prison, and also make sure that you have the correct information, because there's like different numbers, so you gotta ask specific ones. The way to, like, if you don't know like what this booking number is, like to to visit your loved ones in prison or jail, in other words, you search up on the internet. Well, that's what I did. You search up on the internet, and then there's like specific information. If you don't know like direct line, just call them, and hopefully they will give you more information about the specific number to call to book in a visit to visit your loved ones. So that's what I did. I booked the visit, and you also have to have like it's called a min number, and I don't even know if it's just Sydney or if it's just Australia in general. So you have to have a min number for like your husband, wife, fiance, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, husband and wife, yeah, or even siblings, parents, grandparents, whatever. And you have to have a min number, and that is identity, not identity, and that is like, it's like, say for example, your mobile number, and that's how you can connect with that, with the person that owns the number. That's an example of a min number for like the prisoners that are, like, for people that are in prison or jail or whatever. So we have to get that information, as well as you have to give some information about yourself, like your identification over the phone. And you also have to like say like how you're like you like how are you related to the person, whether it's a friend, pastor, a mom, dad, brother, sister, and like, yeah, it's just what else is there in all the other titles that you have, like how you related to them. And after that, yeah, so I did all that stuff. I was nervous, like I gave out information, and his mom gave me like his min number and the booking number. I went and I arrived there early, and then like I was so nervous. I got in there, and there's like all the information there, and like if you went there like for the first time, I'm sure, like, because like with me myself, with the visiting area, or not the visiting area, what do you call it, the area that you're supposed to give in the identification before you go into the visiting area of where you see your loved ones that are that are in prison. So we have to fill out the information, like in this this form. I don't even know if it's green or white, one of them. And you have to fill out information like your address, date of birth, how your relationship is, like, you know, how you relate to the inmate, and as well as your name. And then we have to give it to like the people that are at the desk. But before you do that, you have to wait for your number. It's like, you know, say for example, you go to a medical center or even hospital and they call out your name. It's kind of like that. But with the prison visit, well, from the one that I went to, they call out I think the number that you have, they get from the machine. Give out the number, and then we have to put I think our right index or left index, I don't know, but one of them, and then we also have to give like an eye scan. I don't know, it's just kind of weird, and I was like, during the whole process, I was so nervous, I was freaking out, and I was just so weirded out about it because I think like, no offense, but I kind of like, I don't regret it, it's just the fact that it was just so overwhelming for me because I was just so like nervous to actually visit, you know, anyone in prison in general. So I went with his family, and that was, no offense, but that was like the worst decision of my life, to go and visit with his family. And I reckon if I went on my own, I would have felt so much better because I barely knew the family. I barely knew his family. I only met his family because he's in prison. Other than that, if me and his family officially met in person, like at least 6 months before he went to prison, even us without knowing that he was going to end up in prison in the first place, I would have been happy to, like, you know, get along with them like very well. But obviously I did, but now I obviously don't talk to them anymore. But yeah, I was nervous as heck, and I was just like, what the heck? So sorry, my laptop's here, so if you see me, my eyes are like this side's my laptop's here. So yeah, I went to, where did I go? So after we did the names, and then we had to sit back down and wait for my ex-boyfriend's name to, actually, was it his name? Oh no, his last name. And yeah, so what happened after that? What am I doing? Okay, email. So after that, I was so nervous, and I remember I tried to sit down, but I couldn't because I was nervous, weird, awkward, and just shaky because my first time going to a prison to visit someone. And I remembered his mom tried to comfort me, but because I barely knew them, and it just felt a bit uncomfortable in a way. Actually, I think that's the perfect word, uncomfortable. I felt like that the whole entire time, except to the point where, until later time when I mention it soon. So after that, then my ex-boyfriend's last name was mentioned, that we went through the security scan, and then we had to like exit the building, and then we had to like go to another, like have to exit to the outside where there's no roof over our heads, and then we have to go into another building, and that's where we get the snacks. And then from there, then we had to go to this like little like desk info where we have to give the you know, the information where they wrote our date of birth and stuff like that, give it to the people there, that call out the inmates to come through, and then we had to go find the seat. And after that, what happened after that? Then after that, we had to wait for him. So I think we waited for him for like a couple of minutes. Yeah, he was running late. I mean, we were running late because his family came late. And yeah, so after that, then he came through, and when I first saw him, oh my gosh, I was like, I cannot like in my mind, I was like, I cannot believe I'm here visiting someone, and I cannot believe that he's there. My own, like, well, I think back then we were together, but yeah, I was like, I cannot believe, like in my mind, I was like, I cannot believe that you are here. I cannot believe it. I had like a shock, you know, like reaction. I was like, oh my gosh, like I would have never imagined him wearing a prison suit. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then like when he came, and then he hugged all of us, like his family and myself. When he sat down, I just kept staring at him. Like I couldn't even, like I didn't even look at his family. I was staring at him. Like not because like he was the center of attention, but it was more like, because obviously we came here to visit him, and I didn't come here for his family. So yeah, I went, and then I just kept staring at him. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then he, like, obviously, like, you know, he saw his family and saw myself. And after that, yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh. And then yeah, he just kept, you know, seeing how I was doing, obviously his family as well. And then I think at that time he kept talking about his I don't know, like how his case was going, and how, you know, the discussions were between, you know, the family, him, and the lawyer, like, you know, the things about his case and the reason why he was in prison. And I remember, like, I think the parents didn't really, like, were still kind of upset because they think that he was still hiding stuff, like hiding stuff from his family. But yeah, it was just like things were like that back then. But yeah, anyways, so that's not the point of the video. So after that, then like he said that half an hour we'll be spending, like all of us, like me, his family, and myself. And then the next half an hour, because the prison visit was for 1 hour, I think I'm allowed to say this on the video. After that, then, because like with the visit area, there's like the inside, like the indoors and outdoors. Obviously it's like still within the visit areas, right? And after that, hold on, yeah, so we went there for like half an hour, and then after that, yeah, then that was done. And yeah, I was just so shaken up. I was like, I cannot believe you're here, and I was just shocked and blah blah blah. And I remember that time, that was when I was going through when I was going through online counseling, yeah, and it was Christian counseling as well. So, but still, that part I was just like shocked. And like even thinking about it right now, it's so weird and it's so uncomfortable even thinking about it, because, and that's like a few years ago now, but still it just, yeah, anyways. So yeah, and then after that, we went back to his family, and then we said our goodbyes, and then yeah, then we went back home. I don't remember what, if that was a morning visit or afternoon visit, but either way, I just felt so uncomfortable because I went with his family, which I shouldn't have. His family's life is just me of how my first ever prison visit went. Like, just looking at how I felt, and also adding on, I went with this family, which was a very bad idea because I was just freaking out. And if only I went there with someone that I felt that I knew personally and I felt comfortable to be around with, then that would be a totally different story. But yeah, I also make like other videos about this as well. So yeah, I'm so sorry that this video is so long, but I wanted to tell you how my first prison went, and I'll be talking more about like prison related videos, and also advice to like those that have loved ones in prison, just to like help them and let them know that they are not alone. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys for this video. Hope you guys, so this video is meant to be educational and entertaining video, yeah. So hope you guys found this interesting. I learned from my experience, and I uploaded yeah, that's it for this video. I upload videos every single week, more than one video. And I think that's all. And the question of the video is, I've actually created this series of videos where I put a question at the end of the video, of where yeah, the question is, how was your first prison visit? Are you going to hold on, yeah, what was it like in your first prison visit, you know, where to visit your loved one, and maybe, you know, what state you went to, like what state prison, like, you know, where you are, like whether it's Australia or not Australia. And yeah, I don't know, just do want to see if you guys want to like communicate down in the comments area below. I'll also leave like some links down in the description below about my channel, and I think that's about it, yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next new video. Bye.